We know that two people have been killed, two Americans have been killed in connection. We do not know what their crime exactly was, but they have taken to the gunshot wound and they have passed away, encouraging more protests along the 50 states. And I know that you are in Indiana and, of course, in Indiana University. I want to know more. How do you think all of these decision-making affects common Americans?
Well, a couple of things that really happening in that stream. Yes, protest is surging. Say, for example, in the last protest that we had, hundreds of thousands of people marched on the street, and the organizer described it to be prevent ISIS like illegal, what they call illegal action. So even what is really interesting is that students from the school, high school, participated in this. Say in Minnesota, there were like 15,000 people participated or more than that. And in some other places also, there were massive protests. How is impacting people? Say, for example, we can see it in the reflection of how Trump administration or President Trump's approval rating is slipping. Say, for example, right now it's hovering somewhere 37 to 41, depends on which poll you believe. And that created some sort of like, probably that humbled the administration a little bit, and they're thinking about how to address this because this massive protest has down the road has an impact on their midterm election as well. So in general, what I find from the anecdotes and other things from the people, as well as the news coverage coming, people are really believe that government has overreached its everything in terms of the legal authority, in terms of its the procedure, and the quality of the government should not be displayed or explicitly displayed this way.
Will America succeed in disarmament of the nuclear weapons in Iran? What do you think? What's your observation?
Well, a couple of things here. Say, for example, we are not sure that Iran has any nuclear arm at this point. What America and European allies are talking about is halting the enrichment of uranium. So Iran has reached to a level, it's a 60 plus level, but if it reaches to 90%, then it's a weapon grade uranium. So that's where the contention. What is that? The Iran and Western intelligence think that Iran's has that capacity, but they haven't decided to do that. So that's one of the tension. Now, whether America can, in regards to your question, whether America can make sure that Iran don't have that enrichment facilities. We saw what happened in the past in terms of the bomb.
Right.
And then like how that's, closed down that Nanta's facilities. But the thing is that extremely important part of this idea that when they try to do this, the challenge is that the technological advance that Iran already gained, you cannot eliminate that. The learning, you cannot undo the learning. That's the first part. Second challenge is that when we say Iranian regime change, what type of regime they are going to replace with? Because American plan doesn't talk anything about it. It's all about like that regime change and regime change. When this like a military leadership means like in the 15th of January protest, when the Iranian military really cracked down on the protester, and sometimes it's alleged that some of it was CIA and Israeli agents that steer some of those protests. America thought that they're going to bomb, but generals told president and his cabinet that only bombing Iran will not ensure a regime change,
Right.
because there are two phrases that's been used. One is called like boots on the ground, meaning that American military might, soldier needs to be on the front line and fight the Iranians, IRGC, to just like topple the regime, which Americans are gonna hate it at this point. It's completely contrary to what Trump has been pledging to Americans, that no foreign intervention, even though that's been violated. The second thing is idea is that like sandals on the street, meaning that the protester need to be massively come out of their home, and America could facilitate by toppling the regimes, like the leadership. But is it possible to do that? I mean, American strategic thinker, as well as the generals who have some idea, the way they're talking about, no,
Of
it's not
course.
possible to do that. But what is the larger purpose here? The larger purpose is that, according to John Mearsheimer, he's one of those leading scholar on international relationship, is that the America wants, in a sense, as a proxy war for Israel, they want to weaken the Iran, and if possible could make it as a fragmented state, as a Syria model, because that could eliminate a lot of those challenges that uh, Israel is facing from Iran.
Do you agree with Norman Floyd Barnes, and do you think that deterrence shall be on the table as well as dialogue? Mr. Hassan Raza.
Well, there has been progress made. In fact, President Trump was announcing, making some comments, and where he said, "Well, the Iran wants to make a deal, it looks like, and we are trying to make a deal. Let's see how it goes." I mean, I'm paraphrasing him, not the exact quote, but that's precisely how he's going. And there has been a huge diplomatic push from Thani as well as Middle Eastern countries,
Right.
including Saudi Arabia, to find a diplomatic solution. And it looks like Iran is taking it seriously. Iran has been weakened as well in terms of like economically as well as like militarily after those like 12 days war with Israel. So after the protest, it also like gone in array. So they want a solution as well. I believe that there will be something reaching out, because the way America boxed itself
Right.
in terms of like confining itself, the same
Correct.
is Iran as well, because they now both of them wants to get out of this place.